I'm here at the Casting Underground with one of LA's top commercial casting directors, Michael Sanford. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Michael's well known for his ability to make actors feel very comfortable, which is especially important when working with children. Michael, will you tell us about some of the projects you've cast children in?
Yeah. A lot of commercials with kids, a lot of fast food, anything. I mean, any campaign that has a kid. It could be a car commercial. We've done a lot of the cereal.
Yeah.
Sierra, Mrs. Butterworth's, Morgan Stanley.
I saw that. That looked amazing. How many kids were in that commercial?
The Mrs. Butterworth? Or
Morgan Stanley.
I think there were like 5 or 6. That was tough because there was a lot of dialogue in that one, and the kids. It's always tougher with dialogue unless they're very good at it and they're just themselves and they're natural at it. And
what would you tell kids? You know, working with kids, I know that when it comes to dialogue, a lot of the time they get stuck in their head and they feel this pressure to get the lines right. And what would you say to them if you could actually sit down with each kid that comes into your room? What would you say?
We try to. I mean, we really try, because everyone's going to be different, is to get them to, what we tell all actors is just be present and you can't explain it that way with kids though. Just like we're having this conversation and, you know, forget anything that you worked on before you came here and just talk to me like you would normally, you know, talk to one of your friends or one of your parents. That's the big thing, is we try to get them, we try to undo that habit of when they're in their heads and or they memorize it a certain way. In a rhythm. Yeah, it's not good. Because if anything, the focus should be more about them being themselves and having fun. And this way, that a director or a casting director could throw an adjustment at them. Even if they're 4. You know, but if they're listening, they'll be able to take it. They always do. It's when they're in their heads. And do you think that this is something that the children do on their own? They get the material and they must memorize it, or do you think this is something that the parents are enforcing? I think I think the parents they're trying very hard to work with the kids, but in my experience, it's the parents who are working with them and kind of reinforcing that specific line read. And the problem with that, and I say this to the parents, is that again they'll just get stuck in that mode and there's no changing anything, you know, and then that'll be the only performance. And I've had that happen before, where a kid comes in and they're so great, but it's that one way they did it. You can't redirect them. And that's the way the commercial's going to be. And if the kid is cute enough and young enough, but most of the time they really don't. The directors and clients, they can't have that. And they want to be able to have freedom to work with them and throw things at them and have them take direction. So aside from... That's important, not just, but that means listening too, and that's the thing. I mean, with it, as much as they can, the attention span is shorter, but if they're not in their heads and pre-thinking anything, then they'll hear what you're saying. Then they'll hear the adjustment. And they get to use their own creativity as opposed to someone telling them how to do it, or what to say. And so, aside from the line reads with the parents, if you could really sit down with every parent and give them just some advice, what would it be? Just in terms of auditioning, or just the whole business? Acting, anything that comes to your mind, because I know working with children a lot of times, the parents get a reputation that, one, they could be stage parents, or... I know what you mean. There's that whole stigma, and I think in the last 5 to 10 years, it's gone away a lot more. I think parents have become, and what you two are doing is great too, because they're becoming more aware of that is a business, and it doesn't have to be this highly competitive pressure thing. So my advice would be to just, if the kid is showing an interest and they're having fun and they're liking it, keep doing it. And as long as they come in and they do the job in the room, they did their job. Then they should get a prize or a bonus. Snickers. Exactly. But then if they're not, though, then the parents might need to look at, do they really want to be doing this? And then let it go after you leave. No pressure on the kids that, you didn't get it, or some parents put a lot of pressure on. And it's not good. It should be fun. It should be really... It is fun. Yes, it is fun. And do you think that has it ever happened where you actually wanted to cast a child, but because of the behavior of their parents,
you were hesitant?
Yeah, that's a casting, even with adults, we've been hesitant to cast adults because of their behavior, but it's the same thing with, a lot of times clients want to be on the set with somebody, not so much, people that are talented and know what they're doing, just people that are nice people.
That they want to be around.
To work together, that they want to hang around with for a couple of days, and that's the same with parents. I had a director who used to send us out into the waiting room to investigate the parents before they. But that's a really good thing because he'd see how they're responding with the kids and how they're interacting with the kids and each other, and if he sensed something was just out of line, he just would tune that kid out even before the kid came in the room.
That's a great tactic.
Yeah, I know. So that's the thing too. Those waiting rooms. I mean, and what it should be about is just really focusing on whatever we have posted. The material, or if it's a script, or that's what that time should be about.
Okay, great. Well, you know what? I think it's really helpful. I think we got a lot of helpful information. And to end, do you have any fun memories or funny stories of working with kids?
Wow. Any funny stories of working with kids? So many. I mean, I have to say they're really a lot of fun. Because we usually get them when they're there in the room, and there's no parents in there, and it's just us having a good time. I remember this one little kid who started sweating when I was just slating.
Right.
And like, are you okay? And he's like, no, I just peed my pants. But I felt so bad for him. It just was funny for us, so we're trying not to laugh. And he was just like, oh, we haven't done anything yet. Why are you so stressed?
I mean, I understand that though. That's a really
It's traumatic.
Even for an adult, I probably want to pee my pants the first time I had to
Especially the commercial edition.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys.
And
absolutely.
look forward to seeing you again.